one of the things I was going to ask about was leadership. Now, when you were in the military, you took over the sniper school. You completely revolutionised it. You decreased the amount of failure there, etc. What did that and what you're doing today teach you about leadership and what makes a good leader?
A couple things. So when I was a sniper instructor, when I went through sniper school, I was like, or even any school in the teams, I was always dumbfounded. I'm like, man, it seems like it's their first time teaching this. Now our standards are so high, so we turn out really good product, but it wasn't necessarily because we were really good trainers. It's just we set really high standards, and the guys would figure out how to get to them or not. So again, it comes down to that complexity. I started identifying, all right, what are all the things that go into a sniper becoming a sniper? I captured those things, and then I started to produce processes and practices from those so that we could predictably and consistently train positive results. That was the biggest piece right there. That is the key element to all performance, is knowing what to do, when to do, how to do it, and making sure you have the things that you need to do it. And what was the second part of the question? Like, that's the beginning part.
So, I mean, what could you learn from it? Like, what advice would you give an aspiring leader, or, how could you tell, the people who weren't going to make it? Because SEAL training, etc., is really good at cutting the weak ones to get the best of the best. So, do you just know deep down a person's not going to make it, or do you look for, how do you pick a strong team?
Well, okay. So advice for a leader picking a strong team, two separate pieces. So picking a strong team, I would say, I won't say what's the best way to do it. I'll just say how the SEAL teams do it is they have BUD/S, basically got a water demolition school / SEAL. And what they're doing is they're filtering for that strong team. So they're going to produce a series of events and obstacles and challenges over the period of many, 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 many months. And they're going to filter. I call it like cold water filtering. And those who come through the other side, 99.9% of them, is that badass, highly functional team that you want. Now, my advice for leaders is to understand what leadership is, right? Leadership is something that ebbs and flows. It pivots between people. The leader is always the one with the best answer in the moment. You got to pull ego out of it. And if you want to be the one with the best answer in the moment, then what you're going to do is take today's efforts, capture them, go through them, and debrief yourself and prepare yourself for tomorrow and have the best plan going forward. And that's what makes you a leader. And then you produce an environment where people make the right choices from there to get from point A to point B. So again, I'll circle back around to that complexity thing. The leader is the one who's going through the complexity, understanding all the different elements, prioritizing, assessing, doing the studying, gaining new knowledge, gaining new information, so that tomorrow, as the challenge comes back onto the playing field, they'll say, okay, I've given this some thought. Here is the next step that I believe we need to take. And then a true leader is going to even be a better follower, because when someone says, how about this next step, and it sounds better, then you say, okay, we're going to do that too. So a true leader is not after being right, they're after being effective.